Hello students, I am Rakesh Chauhan, working as PGT Physics in Suraj Group of Schools. Welcome you all in the e-learning classes of physics, and today we are going to discuss some numerical problems on the topic Biot-Savart's law, or in fact applications of Biot-Savart's law. In our last video we have also discussed some numerical problems on the same topic, but today we will do some more numerical problems so that this topic might be clear to you. So I have taken this question: find the magnetic field at point O for the following figures, and these two figures have been given. So starting with the very first figure, let us start with the first figure. We have to find the value of magnetic field at point O due to these two current carrying loops. So suppose the current or the direction has been given in this loop. The direction of current is in this direction, that is anti-clockwise, and this loop is placed in this direction. Okay, and this loop is placed like this. So the direction of current is here also in anti-clockwise direction. So at point O, which is at the axis of this loop as well as this loop, this line is axis of this loop and this line is axis of this loop. So this point O is the intersection of these two axes in fact. So we have to find out the magnetic field, net magnetic field at point O due to this and this loop. So first let us try to find the magnetic field due to this loop, in which the current flowing is I, suppose, and in this loop the current is also given as I, means same current, same radius, or identical loops are there. So suppose at point O the magnetic field due to this loop is B1. So B1 can be written as mu 0 I r square upon 2 x square plus r square raised to the power 3 by 2. This is the formula we have derived at the axis of a circular current carrying loop. Here x is this distance, and which is given as r. So we can have x is equal to r, or we can put x is equal to r here. So B1 becomes mu 0 I r square upon 2 r square plus r square raised to the power 3 by 2. And on solving this, mu 0 I r square upon 2 r square raised to the power 3 by 2 r square raised to the power 3 by 2. So this can be written as mu 0 I r square upon 2 raised to the power 3 by 2, and r square 3 by 2 means r cube. This r cube will cancel out this r square, so it comes out to be mu 0 I upon 2, and this is 2 root 2 we can say, so it becomes 4 root 2 and r. So this is the value of magnetic field at point O due to this loop, and this is suppose equation first. Although the similar value is coming of magnitude is coming for this loop also, because the distance is r and the current is also I, but the main point here is that what is the direction of B1 and B2, or we can say at point O the direction of magnetic field due to this loop and this loop will be different. So for finding out the direction of magnetic field, we use right hand thumb rule, and using right hand thumb rule the direction of magnetic field due to this loop at point O will be in this direction. So I am representing it as B1 vector in this direction, and using right hand thumb rule the direction of magnetic field due to this loop at point O will be in this direction, and definitely the angle is 90 degree. So both B1 and B2 are perpendicular to each other, although the value, or in fact the magnitude, is same. B1 and B2 will be same. Okay, so using the parallelogram method, or formula of magnitude of two vectors having theta angle in between, so the formula is net magnetic field, or we can say resultant, is equal to root of a square plus b square plus 2ab cos theta. excuse me. So theta is 90 degree between a vector and b vector. Here a vector is b1 vector and b vector is b2 vector. So we can say that net magnetic field is b1 square plus b2 square, and b1 and b2 is same, so I can put here b1 is equal to b2 is equal to suppose b. So I can write down here b square plus b square. 2b square root means root 2b. So this will be the value of magnetic field, root 2 times b, and b is itself mu 0 I upon 4 root 2 r. Root 2 will cancel out by this root 2 and it comes out to be mu 0 I upon 4 r. This is the net magnetic field at point O due to this configuration. So this is how we will solve, and the direction will be just in between b1 vector and b2 vector. In this direction the net magnetic field will be there, although you can find the angle. So tan theta will be, how we can write down tan theta, or suppose this is making an angle theta, so this theta can be written as b2 divided by b1, and tan theta is equal to b2 and b1 is same, so it will be 1 divided by 1. So tan theta is equals to 1 means theta is equal to 45 degree. So the angle between b vector, b net vector and b1 or b2 will be 45 degree. So exactly in the mid of b1 vector and b2 vector will be the direction of net magnetic field. So this is the solution of first part of this question. Now we are coming on to the second part of this question. So for the second part of this question, as you can see, this point is the concentric point, or we can say point O is the center of both the circular loops. You can see from the diagram, and the current is same, and in fact the radius is also same. So due to this loop in which the current is flowing in anti-clockwise direction, the magnetic field will be in this direction, and it is suppose b1 vector. And due to this loop which is looking as horizontal, so the direction of magnetic field, since the current is anti-clockwise, will be in this direction, and this is suppose b2 vector. And at this point, which is the center of both these loops, so at the center of the circular loop, the magnetic field we have derived in the very first application was b0 is equal to mu 0 I upon 2 r. So for and since b1 vector and b2 vector are in perpendicular direction to each other, we will use the formula once again, b1 square plus b2 square root 4 net magnetic field, and this b0 is equals to actually mod of b1 and mod of b2, because this O is the center of this circle as well as this circle, and we have to find out the net magnetic field due to both the loops at point O. So b0 is equal to mu 0 I upon 2r, which is b1 as well as b2. Now net magnetic field at point O will be given as b1 square plus b2 square root, and we can write as root 2b because b1 and b2 are same. So net magnetic field can be written as root 2b, which is mu 0 I upon 2r, which can be written as mu 0 I upon root 2r. So this is the net magnetic field, and the direction will be in between these two. Like in our previous example, the angle will be 45 degree. So this is the net magnetic field at the center of these concentric loops. So this is how we will solve the numerical problems of the circular loop, whether the point may be on the center or whether the point may be on the axis itself. Okay, let us try some more questions. Okay, now moving on to the next question is, find the position of point on axis of a circular current loop where the magnetic field is just 1 by 8 times the magnetic field at the center of a loop. Now question comes in our mind that the condition given is B axis is 1 by 8 B at center, or B0 we can denote it as. So we have to find the position of the point at which, or which is present on the axis of that circular loop, at which the magnetic field is 1 by 8 times the magnetic field at the center of that loop. So now what is the formula for magnetic field at the center of the loop? So you will say it is mu 0 I upon 2r, if r is the radius and I is the current flowing through that loop. Okay, now what is the formula for magnetic field at the axis of the same loop? So you will say mu 0 I r square upon 2x square plus r square raised to the power 3 by 2, and we have to find the position of that point, that is x, on the axis. So we have to find the value of x. So the given situation or given condition we have used, and now we try to find the value of x. So we can cancel mu 0 I with mu 0 I, and this 2 can be cancelled out by this 2. So this is basically or we can cross multiply also at the same time. So if r multiplied by r square, it will become r cube, and this is 8 also. So 8r cube is equals to this multiplied by 1. So it comes out to be x square plus r square raised to the power 3 by 2. Now what we will do, we will take cube root both sides. So taking cube root both sides, so the cube root of 8r cube will be 2r, and the cube root of x square plus r square raised to the power 3 by 2 will be 1 by 2. And now squaring both sides, so 4r square is equals to x square plus r square and raised to the power 1. So 3r square is equals to x square, and x is equal to root 3r. So the point at which the magnetic field will be 1 by 8 times the magnetic field at the center of that loop will be at a distance of root 3 in terms of r, or root 3r. So this is the answer. So we have just put the condition whichever given in this question and simplify that equation which we have made through the given condition. And one thing more, which is we have to remind the formula at magnetic field at the axis and magnetic field at the center of a circular loop, which I have reminded you, or which we have discussed in the derivation time, as well as in the last video also, that these are the formulas which you must have to keep in your mind before going into the actual practice of numericals. And now we are moving on to the next question. So we are moving on to the next question, question number 5. Find the magnetic field at the center O of the square ABCD of side A as shown in the figure below. This figure is been given, and this is a square ABCD of side A in which current I is flowing in clockwise direction. So we have to find the value of magnetic field at the center of this square. So for determining the value of magnetic field at the center of this square, we will solve this question by parts, and we will first have the value of magnetic field due to AB part at point O, thereafter due to BC part at point O due to CD part and due to DA part, although these values will be same because the diagram is symmetrical. So what we are going to do, we will find out the value of magnetic field due to AB part, or one of the part or one of the side of this square, and thereafter we will multiply it by 4 to find the net magnetic field at point O. Because the direction of magnetic field due to all these segments or all these sides of this square is same. Let us check first the direction, because we can add up these two four magnetic field only when the direction is same. So due to this wire AB, the magnetic field, direction of magnetic field will be in inward direction. Due to this section, the magnetic field will be inward direction. Due to this CD part, the direction will be inward, and due to this DA part, the direction will be inward. So definitely the direction of magnetic field due to all these sides of the square will be in the same direction, which is perpendicularly inward. So we will determine the magnetic field at point O due to one of these sides, and we will just multiply it by 4 to find the net magnetic field at point O. So this will be our approach in solving this question. Okay, so this is a wire of finite length whose length is A, and we have to find the value of magnetic field at point O, which is in fact A by 2 distance apart from this wire AB. Okay, one more thing, that the angle subtended by these two ends of this wire AB on point O are 45 degree and 45 degree, because this total angle is 90 degree. These are the diagonals in fact, and the diagonals of a square intersect each other on 90 degree angle. So definitely this angle is 45 and this angle is 45. So I can say that phi 2 is 45 and phi 1 is also 45 degree. This is only valid for the case of a square. In case of rectangle, it will change according to the length and breadth. Okay, so using the formula of magnetic field at a distance or perpendicular distance A due to a finite length wire, we can say B is equals to mu 0 I upon 4 pi A, although here the distance is not A, it is A by 2. So I will write here A by 2 and sine phi 1 plus sine phi 2. That was the formula due to magnetic field or magnetic field due to a finite length wire. Okay, so mu 0 I upon this will become 2 pi A and sine phi 1, that is sine 45, because phi 1 and phi 2 both are 45 degree, sine 45 plus sine 45, and sine 45 it is 1 upon root 2. So mu 0 I upon 2 pi A, and 1 upon root 2 plus 1 upon root 2 means 2 upon root 2, and it becomes 2 will cancel out by this 2, so it will become mu 0 I upon root 2 pi A. So this will be the magnetic field due to the first segment or one of the side of this square, but this square consists of 3 more sides. So the net magnetic field at point O will be 4 times B1, or it can be written as 4 B1, that is mu 0 I upon root 2 pi A. So it can be written as 2 root 2 mu 0 I upon pi A. So this will be the net magnetic field, and so far as direction is concerned, it will be perpendicularly inward, and to represent the perpendicularly inward direction we use circled cross. So this will be the answer of this question.